All right, Halo Wars. We just played it many years after it came out. I love RTS games. I have played quite a few of them. Never played this one, so we took a trip down memory lane for some of you and we tried it out, and I just cleared the entire campaign. Thoughts, is it worth playing in current year? Pros and cons. Cons, the game's HUD has very little information. This is not like, let's say, Warcraft 3, for example, where you can click on a unit and you can see how much hit points it has, its armor, its attack damage, the type of attack it has, anti-vehicle, anti-infantry, anti-air, its range, nothing. You get nothing, Charlie. You get absolutely nothing. So the HUD has almost no information. There is no attack move command. This is not that bad because most of the units can attack while moving, but there are some that cannot, such as the ones that have like rocket launchers on their shoulders and stuff like that. But many of the units can attack while moving, so this isn't the worst thing, but it does feel weird as someone who's played many RTSs not having that. There is no stop and hold position button. This feels pretty bad. You might set your units up in like a formation and then they see something and then they just go running off because there is no hold position button. That does feel pretty awful. Also, you cannot do stutter stepping or orb walking, whatever you know it as, because there's no stop button. So that's another thing that the game just does not have. No base construction, not really. There's these pre-built bases where it's like a main building with some little spots around it, and each of those little spots you can choose what is going to be there, and then it just kind of gets airdropped in, whether it's a barracks or an additional supply thing. Supplies never run out. It's not like StarCraft mineral patches or Warcraft gold mines where they eventually run out. No, it's just you build a supply building and it just poops out supply forever. No end to it. You don't really think about it. You can't shape your buildings in a way to like funnel enemies into choke points or anything like that. There's just this, it's just like a pre-built prefab thing, and then that's it. No load game button when you're in a game. If you're in a map and like, let's say you save the game and you try something and it goes terribly and you want to reload to a minute ago, you cannot do that. You have to exit all the way out to the main menu and then you can load from the main menu. It's a very small thing, but it's worth mentioning. If you're at the main menu and you hit continue, like let's say you're in the middle of a campaign mission, you save it, you go to bed, you come back the next day, and then you just hit continue on the main menu, it will go to the campaign mission you were on, but at the beginning of it. So again, it's a small thing. It's kind of stupid though. So you would hit load game and then manually click the save file that you made the night before, and then that would take you back to that thing. When you are trying to give units orders, they are very inaccurate. Your units, if you tell like a big tank to move past some infantry, the infantry will not move to get out of the way for the tank will just get stuck. So you have to like move the units and then move the big guy through and then move the unit back. They get tangled up constantly. They have trouble, like you might right click on a spot and they just kind of move near that spot, you know? Or it's like if this is 3 units and you're right and you like move here, they'll move like here. And if you keep clicking here, they will not bunch up on that spot. They just stay around it. And it's a little frustrating at times. In the campaign, there's only one mission where that's like really annoying because there's like a big enemy cannon that's shooting at you and you got to get behind cover. And because you need to do small, precise movements to not get hit by the cannon, it is very annoying because the troops are incapable of small, precise movements. So that's kind of irksome. That's a lot of cons. What are some of the pros of the game? Units can leap from high ground to low ground, which is kind of cool. So it's like if you've got warthogs or tanks or something, they can kind of just go off a cliff and just like crash down on the lower ground and keep going. Not something I've seen in many other RTSs. Units can mostly run and gun. I already mentioned they could move while shooting, and the visuals and the storytelling. The story was pretty good if you enjoy a good story in your RTS campaign, and almost between every single mission, there was a really high quality cinematic. So like, even though some of the missions are kind of I was always looking forward to those awesome cinematics at the end. And then one other con, I guess, in the game, there's 2 factions. There's the humans and then there's the Covenant. Covenants are like the aliens if you've never played Halo. There is no Covenant campaign. So you play the human campaign and then that's it. And it caught me by surprise because, you know, like in StarCraft, for example, you play a Terran campaign and a Protoss campaign and a Zerg campaign, and the combination of all of that is the story. In Halo Wars, there is no Covenant campaign. So you can play the Covenant, but only if you play like a skirmish versus the computer, or if you are playing like a multiplayer versus other people. But that's it. If you are a RTS longtime fan, this kind of feels like baby's first RTS. It is very simplified. There is a lot of stuff that is missing that is standard in other RTSs. It is an older game, but half of the stuff that is on this list was in Warcraft 1, so come on. But it is fun, and the story is good, and the cinematics are awesome, so if you enjoy a good campaign story, it is at least worth it for that, even in current year, in my opinion. Now you know.